So if you haven't really noticed, in the past few months I've been wearing a lot of Summit Racing gear, and that's because I work at Summit Racing. And now I've got even more Summit Racing gear on than I've normally had, and I've worked there for 5 months. So this is my last day. So I just want to make this video to say thank you to the people at Summit Racing. There's great quality people who work at Summit Racing who know a lot about auto parts, and the reason I left was because it's not my passion, and I found another job. So bottom line, I found another job that pays a little bit more, but it was a great place to work. They treated their employees well, and from day one they taught us to treat the customers the way you would want to be treated, better than the way you want to be treated ultimately. And even though I didn't have a real niche for the auto industry, I did learn a lot about customer interaction and how to treat customers the best of your ability. At Summit Racing, there's so much we could do for customers. I've worked at places where they didn't really care who the customer was. They just, want to make the most money off of each interaction with the customer. At Summit Racing, I didn't feel like that was the way at all. They ultimately wanted to help the customer find the solution to the problem. And I think that was important, and that was what I did. I was in customer service. So, I did a lot of things as far as warranty claims, shipping people the correct part when they were ordered the wrong part. If you don't know Summit Racing, you order parts online, but there's also a line you can call for sales or service that the people know quite a bit about automobile parts. So you can call in and they'll help you find the parts you need. Just your year, make, and model, and sort of things like that. That'll help them find the right part. So every now and then somebody would call in, they would get the wrong part sold to them, or maybe they'd do it online, they'd order the wrong part themselves, and they'd order the wrong part, because after all, there's millions of vehicles out there, and probably even more parts that are for each specific year would be different, because they're always upgrading things. And there's just so many parts that you kind of have to know about automobiles to work the job. There's websites you could go to and other things like that, but it was a challenging job. But I always like a good challenge, and I did enjoy the time that I worked there. So if you're not a customer, if you go to Amazon or Jegs, I would encourage you to go to Summit Racing. Believe it or not, actually, I mentioned it, Amazon is actually our biggest competitor. I think they buy things in a bigger bulk than we do, because they have such a higher customer base. But the difference is, you can't call Amazon and ask for the parts you need. If you need an automobile part, they don't know. But at Summit Racing, automobile industry is a very niche market. I would say 80% of our sales were generated from 20% of the customers. They're primarily the customers who would shop with us are racers. They like to hobby race on the weekend, and also we had people who like to fix up old vintage vehicles. But becoming more and more common, the people just like you and me who drive stock vehicles and need a part breaks down, or need tires or wheels. They sell everything to do with the automobile. So there's just so many things you can buy, from bed liners to headers to wheels to flywheels to spark plugs. They sell everything. And from day one, we learned that you treat the customer the best of your ability. It doesn't matter if they bought a spark plug or if they bought a $4,000 crate engine. You treat them the way you would want to be treated, better than the way you want to be treated, because that customer is the reason that we're here. And like I said, not every business that I've worked for has had that mentality, but Summit Racing really does truly care about the customers. So go to Summit Racing, buy some products if your car breaks down, or if you're a vehicle fixer-upper or you race a lot. It's a really great company to work with, and even to work for. They treat their employees well. They expect a lot out of people, but I think companies should, because customers expect a lot from a business. You got to make your customers happy, because ultimately customers are the reason you're in business. So if they don't expect a lot of their employees, you're not going to get customers to keep coming back and keep coming back, because they're not going to want to. Because automobile parts is a very niche industry that you have to, really pay attention to specific technicalities of vehicles to get the right part sold to the customer. Because if you sell the wrong part, there's no point in selling a part at all, because it's not going to fit on the vehicle.